What do you get when you throw a pandemic into an advanced society? The birthing of a pointless podcast. We are the neighbors upstairs. Hey guys, what's going on? This is episode 3, I think, and we are the neighbors upstairs. We have on with us the neighbor from apartment number C4. He enjoyed, I guess he enjoyed episode 2, so he wanted to, come back for some more. And we have the neighbor on the right. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great.
Splendid.
All right. Well,
so
righty. You had this thing with you had like a, I don't know, you had an argument you were talking to me about.
Oh yeah,
what was
yeah,
that,
yeah.
What was that all about?
I came in a roided up feeling after doing some squats, and
It's always
and
the
then
squats,
me and my
by the
brother
way.
just kind of got into an argument about, is each and every human life is there a difference in the level of tragedy when one dies, right? So the question that I kind of formulated in my mind was, in the largest hospital health system in the country, Northwell Health, they had 5,700 deaths from coronavirus, and 94% were people who were old or had a significant underlying health condition. So the question I had was, is it the same level of tragedy if 15 to 1 people dying from coronavirus were young people and healthy people, or is it less tragic because it's 15 to 1 old people and those with significant health conditions? And therefore, should we not reconsider how and when and who starts easing back into public life? Shouldn't there be
I think it's less
a
tragic.
difference?
I think it's less tragic. And it's just like, it says Darwinism, just the strongest, fittest survives. And I get it, like nobody wants your grandparents or anybody, your parents to die. But also Social Security, it's a little shallow, I know, but it's the young people kind of, I guess, the more of us is out there, there's, I guess, I don't know, I think that if it attacks the young, healthy people, it goes against nature.
I don't know. I start thinking about other things. My mind goes elsewhere. It's like, all right, well, let's say all the old people die. Like, who do we have left? We have TikTokers left running for president. We got like old Viners and shit. Is that
Not exactly, because
we'll have The Rock,
The Rock? Yeah, he'll people's elbow us.
It's gonna be a solid president.
Hell yeah. But it's 20s, people in the 30s, 40s. There's significantly lower risk. I mean, my brother, his perspective was, I brought up how a family friend who had Alzheimer's, he recently lost his wife a few months ago, and he's in his 80s. And he happened to get coronavirus and pass away. And that kind of also brings me up to the idea of saying, is that really only and 100% a coronavirus death? Or did this old man kind of just die because he had Alzheimer's, he wasn't the healthiest, and
yeah, I mean,
he's in his 80s, right?
It sounds like there are a lot of other contributing factors. Okay, look, I don't even know how this is going to sound, but it's like a fad, right? Fads come in and come out. Panics do too. And I'm not saying that coronavirus is a fad. I am saying, though, that that's the thing that everyone's thinking about. So if someone dies, the very first thing people are thinking about is coronavirus. But what's crazy is people aren't really talking. Well, I haven't been hearing people talking about like all the cancer deaths that we're getting, all the deaths that are occurring that's not related to coronavirus. You know what I mean?
And why is the hospital system and the health system not treating serious injuries and sicknesses and diseases that people do have, even though they may not be life and death in?
Who says that's
today,
true? What do you mean
like
they don't treat it?
cancer? No, there have been many surgeries and also people just not being as willing to go to the hospital because.
Wait, are there cases where that happened? Like people got turned around because of it?
If it's nothing urgent, they don't do anything because you're increasing the risk of you having a precondition and having a disease, the corona, and that might kill you.
I hear that. So then shouldn't there be, I don't know, shouldn't there be steps towards, having hospitals that are just for coronavirus and hospitals that are for everything else? You know what I mean? Shouldn't that be the step? Isn't that logical?
You can't really.
That's what they got the 2 ships to New York for. But not just New York,
we don't have enough testing for that, I think.
A lot of people are even being laid off in the medical and hospital system because all the other services that the medical system and hospital system, most of them, if they're not very urgent, are being pushed off.
Like what? Like who's being laid off right now? Like
I actually-
cardiologists?
No, I actually
No.
came across an article about thousands of people in the University of Kentucky system being furloughed, and also there being some protests from these people because they're upset that executives and CEO of the University of Kentucky healthcare system or hospital
Oh.
system doesn't want to take a pay cut.
Right, that's the thing. So instead of getting the pay cut, that way the CEOs and like managers and all that, they're getting the extra boost in income, so that employees don't get income at all.
Yeah.
So again,
yeah, I don't like-
corporatism, corporate America.
Yeah, that's terrible. That really is terrible.
You know what is something, a question? I don't. Are we? Can I ask like a different question?
No, go on.
Yeah,
This is
ask.
fluid. This is a fluid podcast.
At work, we're asking: is it gay to suck your own dick? I don't know if it's.
I mean, you
appropriate to the
jerk it,
podcast.
How did
right?
your well? Hold on. Can we go back a little bit? How did this conversation start? A and B. How did you answer?
We were doing like random questions.
Who started? Well, who asked this? Did you ask this? Oh, you said someone else asked this question.
No, my friend asked me that question.
He asked you this question.
Yeah.
Or was it a girl or a guy that asked?
A guy.
Okay.
And he asked, is it gay to, suck your own dick? And we thought about it and we analyzed it, of course. And I personally, well, I want to ask you guys, I guess, first, what do you think? Is it gay to suck your own dick?
Well, I mean, is it gay when you jerk off?
Right, neighbor?
No, I don't think so in either one.
Okay, so similarly to me, I think that it's not gay to suck your own dick just because you jerking yourself off. It's the same thing. And I mean, you guys are on the same page with me, so there's no disagreement.
Well, I'm not. It's not that I'm disagreeing or agreeing with you. It's just like, again, how did this conversation come to be? Is this guy? Did you guys have this conversation?
Dude, we're
recently?
just a bunch of dudes.
Hold
at work.
on. Was this recent? Where like now, where he's so lonely during this pandemic that now?
No,
he's
it happened during work, like months ago.
Oh, months ago. Like, I would be interested in asking him now, like, have you tried sucking your own dick? Because, like,
I don't think it is.
I'm
gay.
assuming
I
if
think
you're,
it's-
I'm assuming. Listen, if you're a contortionist right now, you probably considered it. If you're a male contortionist at this point, you probably considered it. You're thinking to yourself, I'm not getting any in the next month, it seems. So I've got this talent.
The question is this: do you feel like you're sucking dick, or do you feel like you're getting your dick sucked?
It's absolutely both.
Which one is it more, though? Because it's a dick in your mouth.
Well, I think it's less gay if you are saying to yourself, "I'm getting my dick sucked." I think it's more gay when you're saying, "I'm sucking a dick." Does that make
Doing
sense?
both simultaneously.
I mean, you're doing it both simultaneously, but it's like, how are you thinking about it? I think if you think it one
So
way,
maybe you're bisexual in the moment.
well, you're definitely bisexual. If you're not gay and you're doing this, you're definitely. Are you
I
bisexual?
mean, technically, every person is a gay for a price.
Listen,
this
is a very interesting conversation. I'd love to have your friend over and really,
Dig in there.
yeah, dig for sure.
Get your
Like,
hands dirty.
one thing I want to ask your friend is how flexible is he?
Oh, he's not very flexible. But have any of you, by the way, gotten a haircut during this whole thing?
No, I look like a homeless man waking up perpetually. It's terrible.
So I grew up a whole beard and my hair got really long until last week, where I gave myself a little trim and I just gave myself a little shape up. And I guess my family gave me like a confidence boost. I was like, oh, you did such a good job, this and that. So I took it upon myself to cut my own hair, set up the mirrors, lightings, used scissor mostly. It was really interesting. I think all of us should.
It looks nice. Like from here, it looks nice because we're talking over the interwebs right now. It looks like you did a good job, but I don't know if this will translate in real life if I were to see you, right?
I don't know. I mean, you see like this, I get some floozy hairs coming out.
A little bit. Like
But,
neighbor on the right, by the way, like this dude, he always has short hair. I mean, now, so you're pretty much good to go, right? You could legit use a trimmer because it's always the same length anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes that's just what I do.
Again, your audio righty is really crackling again. So I will turn this conversation over to me right now because I can't trim my hair. I got really straight hair where if I make the wrong adjustment, I look terrible for like.
you really have very like strong and strict and
super straight hair. But that being said, it's very easy to kind of maneuver around with the fingers.
with the fingers.
It's not with the fingers.
Mm.
It's not too
Fingers.
bad.
Have any of you been talking to girls? Are you guys singles? Are you what you guys doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I've been on the Hinge. I've been on some dating websites. And I think I've been on it more to troll girls who write weird prompts, more than actually try to start up something real. It just feels, I don't know, I can't take people seriously when
Why don't you want to start something real?
the reason why I don't really take it seriously is because I don't know how serious you can take it during this pandemic. Everyone is super bored, so everyone's going to be on this thing, right? So how am I to know it's the real thing, or you're just on it just for the hell of it? You have nothing better to do. So with that in mind, how can I take it seriously? I don't think I can.
I think you could take it seriously. I think it's the vibe that you give off. If you want to get to meet someone genuinely, if you want to get to know that person genuinely, you'll get there. I think
There's no such thing as genuine online.
I've met couples like that.
Are they still together?
Yeah. One of them I know got married.
Some of these girls have interesting prompts. Like this girl writes, my typical Sunday, it really all depends on what HBO is serving up. And then I write, HBO is great. They've got this show coming that centers around dragons and three-eyed ravens.
Say what?
Did it go anywhere?
No. I just screenshot this shit. Like,
so you're only on Hinge. Like, you're not doing like Tinder.
Yeah, like this girl writes, don't hate me if I eat your fries. And then I just write, I hate you. Because first of all, don't eat my fries. I don't want you touching my fries at all. And you saying don't hate you doesn't mean I'm not going to. Maybe I'll lie, but I'm going to hate you. And I'm going to get passive aggressive about it. This girl writes, we're the same type of weird if you tear up at the end of National Treasure. And then I write, never seen it, but it sounds like a perfect movie for Nicolas Cage to star in.
Oh, man.
Here's another thing. If a girl doesn't like me back based on my replies, it just means she can't handle sarcasm. This is the filter. This girl writes, all I ask is that you pretend to be excited every time I send you pictures of my dogs. So then I write, so we're into liars who secretly love cats.
Start sending her cat photos.
I'll be honest. Tinder, I tried one time when I was 19. I went on a date and that went awful. Like, she looked like a pizza face. I didn't realize how much touched up her pictures.
Wait, like pizza face because her face was like a triangle, or because of the pimples?
No, it was just pimply. It was a lot of I'm okay with that if that was your picture.
Wait, so are the pimples like pepperonis?
Yeah, like thousands of micro pepperonis.
Have you guys been on Netflix recently?
I've never owned a Netflix account.
I only have a Netflix when I have a girlfriend.
So Duncan Trussell and
I saw the first
Ward
episode.
Yeah, so he has this show now on Netflix called The Midnight Gospel. And dude, that shit was trippy. There's like this character that Duncan Trussell voices. His name is Clancy. He's the main character of the show. And he travels to virtual universes via this vagina-looking portal he sticks his head through. That's the show.
I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it's great.
That's the show.
It's really cool show. Animated.
And it's animated. Definitely mature audiences only. But I'm thinking, like, how do you make this show? And how are you not just royally baked while you're making this show? Because the colors and just everything about it is insane. Like, the first episode is Dr. Drew Pinsky being interviewed by this Clancy character. And they're just running away from zombies the entire time in the episode. And they're kind of ignoring that it's happening. So Clancy basically has a podcast and he just interviews people. So that's, and you're watching this. And I don't know how seriously high you got to be to just be able to do that show. You know what I mean, Righty?
Yeah, it gets meta and it gets trippy. And I mean, it's got Rick and Morty kind of vibes from that perspective too, It's just it just looks and is more enjoyable. Hi. And I'm sure in both.
Have you seen it high? Have you seen it high, or did you watch it like sober?
No, I'm pretty sure I was high.
I have a question. Like, how high are you every day? Like, are you high the entire day, or are you high like 90% of the day?
How are you?
Nah, 50. I mean, it also depends if it's an off day or a work day. But
what do you do again?
I do some construction work.
Okay, so you can't be high doing that.
Nah. I mean,
it just won't be OSHA safe.
OSHA. Did you say OSHA or say Ultra? Because I feel like you said OSHA. That makes more sense.
OSHA. That's the standards of whatever.
That is the standards of whatever.
The construction world and safety procedures and policy. He knows.
So like you can't get high doing that. Can you get like a little high?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because for example,
so there is something. All right, there is like a limitation.
No, I mean, look, I wouldn't recommend facing a J or packing a nice, bowl and a bong, but with my oil vape, if I take a hit of that, in the middle of the afternoon, let's say sometimes before lunch, I'll take a hit. So sometimes I'll still be a little bit high from that hit after lunch.
Yo, but like, do
But
you feel like you're high though, or like what does that give you if you smoke a little bit of it? Like, does that do anything? I ask
hell
only
yeah.
because I haven't done anything, dude, since I was like a teenager. Like, really, if I'm being serious about it, since I was a teen. Okay, I'm definitely not a teenager anymore.
We're too old for that shit, I think.
I don't know about I don't think you're just like too old. I just had bad experiences, but like, so you said you definitely feel something when you do it.
Yeah, I mean the oil definitely one or two, even just one good hit on that, and you'll get a little buzz, kind of like taking a shot. It's not going to be significant, but it's not insignificant at the same time.
Have you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen it like high, or were you sober watching that too?
I'm pretty sure I was high. I don't remember though.
I want to be high as fuck during that black hole scene for sure, like that wormhole. Or how about that scene where, spoiler alert, whatever. If you haven't seen the movie at this point, you need help. It's a sick movie. But that scene where he's like in the fourth dimension or like the 10th dimension or whatever, where he's like trying to send codes to his daughter through, behind the library case or whatever.
I remember that.
Yo,
Oh, that was such a good movie. Now that you know
that was such a sick,
Crazy.
dude. Matthew
I'm
McConaughey,
not remembering
man.
it that well though.
Matthew McConaughey has been making some good choices with movies, huh? The dude was like,
Watch the racer thingy movie.
what racer thingy? What are you talking about? Is that Matthew McConaughey too?
Grant, no, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah,
Is he like racing?
yeah. Well, he's the shit. I don't remember right now.
So have any of you ever seen an actual UFO, by the way?
All right, we're back to the UFO. All right, yeah, I dig this. So check this out. I never saw a UFO, but what does it mean to see a UFO? Like, I've had dreams and these vivid dreams where and I have this one recurring dream where I'm in my apartment and I'm looking out the window and I'm just staring at the sky, and the sky just rips open. It rips open. And then out of this tear comes this gargantuan metallic, ship. It looks like a cruise ship or something, but like it's a huge ship, huge. Like it takes up the entire sky. Okay. And it feels real, and I'm freaking out, but I'm also excited. Like, holy shit, this is happening. It's finally happening. Like it's as if I had in my mind, like this was going to happen. And I've been standing on this spot for a reason. I knew I was just getting ready for this moment, and here it is right now. And it was kind of a sense of relief. And then I have this one reoccurring dream where it's like years later from that dream, where I'm in a room with other scientists and shit, and we're just talking about how we should respond to all of these UFOs kind of moving into our airspace and them trying to make a home on Earth. So, like, have I seen a UFO? I feel like I have in my mind. It just felt so real. But no, but maybe I have. Who says dreams aren't real? Well,
A UFO is just any
Unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I throw a shoe at you that looks like something that's not a shoe.
Listen, hold on. Have you seen the videos, C4? Have you seen the videos that Tom DeLonge and
I've seen like a short bit on my phone. I don't know.
Okay, stop it. You need to watch those videos and tell me it looks natural to you what's going on. Okay. No, it doesn't. It's like it's a one spot, and then it just shoots to another spot, and then it's making all these crazy maneuvers in the air.
What is it called again?
Just right, bro. Like you YouTube UFO, something will come
but
up.
There's like footage, doctor.
It's like black. It's like black and white.
What was the name? Who released it?
Just did like the Pentagon. Literally, just write the UFO releases Pentagon.
All right.
You've seen it. You've seen it, Reddy, right? Like you've seen that shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
What did you think about it?
I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around you saying that you've seen a UFO that
In my
covered the
mind?
entire sky.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are in that UFO or
Dude,
aliens?
I don't know, but it was.
I mean, you could
like I had this crazy feeling washed over me, and I've never forgotten that dream. And I think I had that dream when I was like 17 years old. So like over a decade later,
why are all these videos? Why do all these videos have such bad resolution?
Apparently, they have high. Oh, Tom DeLonge, I believe, said this, where he said that they have in possession high quality pictures or video of these spaceships and whatnot, but they can't release it because of where they actually took it. So if they were, for example, over like in a Russian area where they're not supposed to be, they can't release that information. They can't release those pictures because it's showing that the U.S. has broken the airspace agreement or whatever.
Bullshit.
It does sound like bullshit.
I don't know.
It does.
Bullshit. I don't think it always looks the same. It's a dot. Great. Thanks.
Like they've been saying that Bob, what's the dude's last name?
Lazar.
Bob Lazar, like they've been saying that he's full of shit for 30 years now. It doesn't seem like bullshit anymore.
That, and also there is some circumstantial evidence to kind of support what he's said, because he did mention that a big part of the UFOs that he was able to work on was that they had a element that had not been discovered yet.
Yeah, like
and then
CCM,
that
like
element
CCM
actually
4
was
or
discovered
something.
at a later date, which
It was-
is kind of trippy.
It was discovered.
Yeah, it
Did you
was
guys-
discovered.
Did
So
you
we
guys
have
hear-
it. We have it here.
We have
Okay.
what here?
We have that element here. You're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Did you guys hear the conspiracy theory where finally, because so the idea is the UFO exists, and so the government is basically asking everybody to go inside and pretend like we're not home.
Say that again. What? What?
So the government discovered that the UFOs exists, and so they said, "Okay, everybody, go inside and pretend like we're not home," so that the UFO would run away.
Just go back home. Like, we didn't see anything. It's like the Mayans. Remember the Mayans, guys? Yeah, they disappeared just like the Mayans did.
Yeah.
We gotta go somewhere else. Like what really trips me out is the fact that this information was released and the Pentagon said, yeah, this is real. We're verifying it. Like these are UFOs, and
Meetings
no
about that.
one,
Meetings
and
about
no one's it isn't getting the traction it should. I don't feel like people are really talking about it. I don't feel like people are actually absorbing it. And granted, and it's happening during COVID and everything.
So
How are we not like fixating on this more?
the element that he was talking of is actually called moscovium, and it was synthesized in 2003 by a joint team of Russian and American scientists in Dobno, Russia.
What does this element do? Like, is that what? Talk to me more about it. Like, what is that element? If you know anything
So it's
about
extremely
that
radioactive. That's all I got so far.
Sounds like
Well,
a Trump statement.
it's extremely
We have it.
radioactive.
It's in our possession. It's extremely, very much radioactive, and we definitely know what to do with it. You guys don't have to worry about it. 2 weeks later, it has been released to the public. It wasn't our fault. It was somebody on the outside, probably Russians or Chinese, people from China. You know, they infiltrated and took away our little radioactive thing.
Listen. Speaking of being infiltrated, I got a story for you guys. This happened 4 days ago. So it's like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm in the bathroom. Like I gotta take a shit. I have to take a shit, and I'm just constipated. And you know when you're constipated at 2:00 in the morning, I mean, I feel like most people don't, but I was. And I'm just tired. I'm leaning my head to the right. And what I'm not noticing or I'm forgetting is that there's a remote on the right, just on the wall. And as I'm leaning to the right, I press a button on the remote. And out of nowhere, lukewarm water starts shooting up my asshole.
Oh, okay.
And I
Call it
wake,
a rude awakening.
I wake up. Yeah, I'm wide awake. I'm confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. What's happening? What I apparently did not know, which I don't know how I didn't know at that point, was that the bathroom is also a bidet. So here I am jumping off the toilet, staring at this water shooting from the toilet into the sky, onto the wall. Here I am trying to catch the water with my hands at 2:00 in the morning, butt naked, panicking, probably waking everyone up. It was absolutely mayhem, guys. Bidets. Have you guys used one?
Yes, and let me tell you something. They are fucking amazing. Last person I did it had a bidet in their in their bathroom.
I don't. It's weird. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of trust you have to have when you're using a bidet.
With whom? With the bidet?
With the bidet, I don't know. It's like,
So I've used it one time a long time ago, and as soon as it shot up my butt, I just got up, and as I got up, I just look at it, and I'm like, okay, how long do I wait until this stops peeing on the floor?
yo, and here's another thing. Like, you still got to wipe, right?
You still got to wipe, but there's also the bidet has a fan thing, warm air, and you go right, you go, and then your shit gets dry a little bit.
Okay, but like, how long should you wait?
Nah, you still got to use toilet paper.
You see what I mean? I
Oh,
feel
you
like
do. Of course you use a toilet paper,
Yeah.
but you use less toilet paper, especially after really big shits.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know about you, but like sometimes I can go through a third of a roll with big shits.
Yeah,
What kind of roll do you use? Is it so thin or what the fuck?
he's
Hey, man.
got
Those
family.
big.
He's got the family size
No,
edition.
honestly, if
toilet
it's a
paper.
big shit, if it's like really massive, something, whatever, I'll like wipe and then I'll go to the bathroom and wash it.
You know, guys, I think this is actually a great place
Yeah.
to probably kind of pause this episode, or end it really. And yeah, what a weird episode this was.
Way to end.
What a weird episode this was. I just want to say this: UFOs, aliens out there. I believe, man.
I want to know what's their version of fries.
You think there's racism on other planets?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like, get the fuck away from me, you purple piece of shit. This
Mommy.
is Green Nation over here. I could see that being a thing. But anyway, guys, this is fun. C4, thank you for being on with us again.
Thank you for having me.
Righty, as usual,
Everybody.
this has been a pleasure. C4, you got anything you want to plug in? Plug. I said plug in. Don't plug anything in. Plug. You got anything you want to plug?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Righty.
Yeah, if anyone's bored and they want to see a good comedy special, Bert Kreischer came out with a new one a month or two back.
And I'm gonna say this. This was fun. I'm Lefty, and I'm also on Twitter as so is Righty. We're on Twitter at TN Upstairs, and what was it? I think I'm Neighbor OTL, and Righty is Neighbor OTR. So if you guys want to follow us there, do it. We're pretty new on Twitter, so yeah, I mean we share ourselves there. So if you want to be a part of it, cool. If not, that's totally fine. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week, and